I see Gabe Hoffman is in here. Let me explain something to you, Gabe. You went out of your way for 7.5 years to tell people that I was crazy. You have a huge following. And that shit was up for 7.5 years. And why? Because you and I have had interactions before. What I know about the situation, I personally believe you are fucking directly involved with what happened to Isaac Cappy. You were the one who got everything down of his right before he ended up dead. I think you're involved with all of this. And the fact that you actually come to me this morning and say, well, I know my stuff, I only had 2 things up, and it's only been up for 7+ years, but I took mine down, so now you stop. Let me explain something to you. I'm not obsessed with you. Thomas Schoenberger, I know you're watching this. I'm not obsessed with you any more than I'm obsessed with Doug Mesner, aka Lucian Greaves, founder of the Satanic Temple. You all, as individuals, I would cross the street to avoid. But your whole fucking pedophile ring, the thing that you've been involved with for so long, and all of you are so enmeshed with everyone, that needs to be investigated. It needs to be investigated. This pedophile bullshit needs to stop. Let me explain something to you. Last night, I obviously had to commune with heaven because I woke up with so many epiphanies. And the whole situation that comes down to it. You're fucked. You're fucked. Your pedophile shit is going to come out. You should have never... And thank you for admitting that you had shit up about me for 7+ years. You know? And why? Because you're in this pedophile bullshit. Why was Isaac Cappy taken out? Because he was trying to expose this pedophile bullshit. And you let me explain to you how I see things right now. First of all, I didn't realize how loved Isaac was until I started 2 years ago talking about Isaac. I had no clue. I was mad at him when he died. You cannot, for the moment, tell me that him having 4 of Michael Aquino's phone numbers where he was harassing the fuck out of Michael Aquino on the phone didn't have a lot to do with his death. Anyone who knows Michael Aquino knows how stupid that would sound. You know? That had a lot to do with it. I think that and who was he trying to expose? Who got all of his shit down? Gabe Hoffman. Gabe Hoffman did the same thing to him that he's trying to do to me. It's just that he's been fucking talking shit about me for 7.5 years. You know? Just because now I come and defend myself, now he's the victim? Because I just want you guys all to know why he's telling you that I'm crazy. It's the same shit as Shelby County, Iowa Sheriff Neil Gross. Because for years, they've been telling everybody I was paranoid schizophrenic. It was all in my head. There was no one after me. It was all in my head. There's certainly no one local. It's all in his head. Until they passed out those fucking flyers. And now with all of their weird-ass videos that people in town are watching, it can no longer be argued that it's all in my head. It's obviously not. And obviously there are people local helping. But this whole situation is interesting because Isaac was so loved in a way that I'm not. Thomas Schoenberger will say that, oh, you're just in it for fame. You just want fame. Dude, I didn't allow anyone to like my videos or comment on my videos for years. I only started 2 years ago that I opened up comments. And when I did, I didn't want to. Hey, everyone. I didn't want to open up comments. I was directed by heaven. So I did. And I started talking about Isaac. But the whole situation... I don't give a shit about fame. I think this world is about ready to come to an end. Why the fuck would I care about fame? The sun is now hitting us with huge ass solar flares again. I just saw that. Haven't read the article, but it's now the huge ass solar flares are back from the sun. You know, everything is being cooked. But Isaac was well loved, which in turn has brought me. Last night I realized in my sleep that I've been really pissed off about this whole thing about Isaac for like a while now. And I didn't understand it, I didn't realize it, and now I'm going to say. That picture that came to me with Isaac's body on that bridge, you can tell that that dude is not alive. That picture is so, you can tell he is not alive. And that picture has been going on for 4+ years. People just sat back and accepted the shit that happened with Isaac. With that picture in front of them, they just had to just consciously dismiss it with intent. So now I realize that what heaven has done is using me for the dark again. Because let me tell you, these videos are heaven's honeypot. That's what these videos are acting as, heaven's honeypot. Because the whole situation is not going to work the same way it has with every other fucking victim. Now we're at the point where you have to take a stand. If you do not take a stand for the word and what is right, the dark will find you complicit with the dark and you will be claimed. And there's no ifs, ands, or buts. There's no gray area. You'll either take a stand, like everyone should have when Isaac died, or you will be claimed by the dark. Because the lukewarm get vomited out with all the rest. And people who watch these videos, not one of you are clueless. You know. You have to go inside and ask heaven how it wants, where it wants, and if it involves violence or fucking hateful shit or all of that, then it's the wrong message and you need to search further. Because it's all about the word. It's all about the word. We're standing for the word. That's what happens. They focused on kids because kids are heaven's favorites. It was a fuck you, heaven, we're gonna do whatever the fuck we want. And heaven allowed it for a while. But when you look at the whole situation with Jesus Christ and you look at what the time frame is for heaven compared to here, because 1,000 years here is a day in heaven. That's what it's written. So if you look at it, since Jesus Christ's time, we're like of the morning of the 3rd day in heaven. That's quite the response. And that's what's getting ready to fuck up. People are being judged. There's no sitting on the fence this time. You know? Any of you who saw that fucking picture of Isaac on the bridge knew he was dead. You had to have it is fucking obvious, you know? And so Gabe, no one is threatening to put you in a wood chipper. No one is threatening to do any of the sort. But the image and how people feel about pedophiles is well wrapped up with that whole thing with JD Delay, which is where it comes from. I almost want to get a t-shirt so I can wear it on my live, so you can see, because he sells merchandise talking exactly about that. When I was a kid, Michael Aquino told me that if I told anybody what was going on, no one would believe me. And if they did, they wouldn't care. And I've always believed that. I have to be honest. I've always found that to be somewhat true. But funny enough, we're reaching a point now where that's not necessarily true anymore. Because when it comes down to it, people don't like fucking pedophiles. This whole Jeffrey Epstein thing, I don't know what these idiots are thinking, but it's not gonna work. Your stupid shit with Jeffrey Epstein and everything that's taken place, you know, yeah, you have videos of, okay, you have videos now that are working of the jail that weren't working before. But what about that minute and a half? You know, what about that minute and a half that's missing? Because there's still a minute and a half missing of the thing, you know? And Epstein was uneducated. Where did he get all of his money? It's not like he was like this mastermind fucking businessman. Where the fuck did all those billions come from? He was a billionaire after all, was he not? So which billionaires or really rich people gave him all of his money? These are simple fucking questions. I mean, answers that haven't come forthwith yet, you know? And so the Epstein thing is not going to work. And people do care. And what I know is that it's a really fucking bad time to be a goddamn pedophile. That's what it fucking is. It's the last fucking day. Because I'm not obsessed with your stupid asses. I could give a shit. I could not give a shit less about your fucking personalities and you as individuals. But this fucking child killing ring, I'm gonna bring the fuck down. And I have been obsessed with that and only that my whole fucking life. Since I was a little boy, it has been my focus completely. So don't try to misconstrue my obsession with something that has to do with each one of you personally. It's the fucking group that you represent. And your little shock and awe campaign, where you're coming at all sides and you're not connected, but you're all working in tandem with each other and in conjunction with each other, and have from victim to victim to victim to victim. You work as a group. This whole controlled opposition bullshit is not going to work. And I don't have a fucking clue who this total disclosure person is, but they're bad. They use them. They're bad. They're bad. Big red flag. They're both using them. Gabe Hoffman, Thomas Schoenberger. This dude came out, and I have never had a meaningful, other than him commenting on something on X and me commenting on his comment. And then, yes, I have sent him all the shit that I send out to everyone every day. You know? He's not, but there's been no communication. I've never once had a conversation with the person at all. You know? Ever. So to try and equate me, but it's just like trying to equate me with Corey Daniel and Gio Farnsworth and Daniel Dowd and Tara Joyce. They all play this ping pong game. And everyone else gets frustrated about it. But you want to know what, motherfuckers? You're all the same. You're all a big ass group. I know you're a big group. You know you're a big group. You know, that's why I don't get all, you know? Because you're all working in tandem with each other. And God knows what vile, nasty, aggressive, fucking awful things you guys are trying to conspire. Which you always do. With every fucking person who has ever come against you. That's your history. That's your history. Anyone who tries to expose this mess ends up badly. Everyone. Isaac wasn't the first or the only by far. Tracy Twyman wasn't the only. Max Spears wasn't the only. Lori King wasn't the only. David Klotz wasn't the only. I can go back and back and back, and they all throw you fucking honeypots. They all throw you honeypots. In Franklin, it was John DeCamp and Ted Gunderson and Noreen Gosh and Paul Bonacci. Oh, they were the heroes of the story. No, they weren't. They were fucking gatekeepers. That's what they were. To keep everyone from knowing exactly how fucked up the situation really was in Omaha at the time. And you want to know what? Omaha wasn't original. Because the same shit that was going on in Omaha was also happening in Houston, Texas at the exact same time. Boys for Sale, you can go watch it. Dr. Tom Philpott, who ended badly. He committed suicide, supposedly. You know? It's just, this child trafficking bullshit is getting ready to come out. And now with this Jeffrey Epstein stuff, they don't trust you guys anymore. You have made this group rabid about fucking pedophiles. And now you're going to do this? It doesn't even make any sense. It's a bad day to be a fucking pedophile. And it's a bad day to be involved with this group. You can't beat the dark. Your group thinks that the dark serves you. And you couldn't be more deluded. And it's time to pay the piper. And that bill is fucking vast for every fucking one of you. And you ain't gonna like what's coming for you. You know? That's why I'm not afraid of you, because I know how this is gonna end. It's already ended. You know? I can see the beginning. That's what I'm looking at. You know? You guys are gonna fucking be claimed. And the shit is coming down. The sun is going to cook us. You know? These days are going to get worse. Not better. By far worse. And you aren't gonna like what's ahead of you. And I'm not making any, you know, I'm not making deals with you, Gabe, any more than I wanted to make deals with fucking Doug Mesner as chief handler on X. When he came to me and offered me any amount of money I wanted if I would just stop. But you guys don't get it through your fucking head. This isn't even the prelude to the prelude to the prelude to the prelude of the beginning. What awaits you? There's nowhere to run and there's nowhere to hide. No one is going to come save you and you can't save yourselves. And what is ahead of you is worse than you can even begin to conceptualize. That's how this shit is working. And you can't beat what's here to claim you. And it is here to claim more than not. More than not. There's a 10-lane highway going full blast right into the dark. Where the path that leads you to the new garden is like this narrow path that goes up a fucking mountain where they're throwing boulders at you. And I just have to say, the insults. Thomas called me fat. Oh no. Like I don't have a fucking mirror in my house? You know? Eating carbs makes you fat. But you want to know what? Poor people eat a lot of carbs. Why? Because they're cheap. You know? But oh no, I'm fat. You know? Again, we're not in fucking middle school. Your group has been trafficking children. You have been murdering anyone who comes try to oppose you. You do this shock and awe campaign with every fucking person you target to shut them down because it frightens them. Sherilyn ain't fucking scared of you, dumbasses. She's not scared. You know? I brought it up to her. Of course I did. It was the first fucking thing when I saw it. I brought it up to her. So she went and read the fucking emails. She's not afraid. You know? Because right now we're called to not be afraid. Our faith needs to make us fearless. You know? This child trafficking bullshit is coming to a close. You guys are all about ready to be exposed. You're all about ready to be exposed. And there are more people looking at you than you think. There have been more people looking at you than any of you thought. And let me tell you something about all your fucking rituals and your chaos magic and all of your weird ass bullshit that you think is effective. I know as well as you do that your spiritual principalities no longer help you. I know that. They no longer empower you. They no longer protect you. Your group no longer has the help of your spiritual principalities. However, my side of spiritual principalities, working just fine. Working just fine. And in fact, a lot of the spiritual principalities that helped your group for so long now serve heaven. Funny how that's working. So the very ones that empowered you and protected you are now helping to bring you down and get claimed by the dark, by the fucking spiritual black hole that your dumbasses have created. And that's about what is getting ready to happen. You know? Just like I've always said. But Gabe, you were heavily involved with Isaac Cappy, just like Thomas was. Thomas Schoenberger, just like Corey Daniel was, just like Daniel Dowd is, just like Tara Joyce is, just like Geo Farnsworth. Lucian Greaves, founder of the Satanic Temple, as Johnny Dub. Craig Sawyer is heavily involved in it and always has been, you know? Because let me point out, Craig Sawyer and I went after each other the same time you and I went after each other this last time, about 7.5 years ago. My shit, if you look on my blog, was a year before Fiona's, because Craig Sawyer went after Fiona Barnett as well, a year later. So then Fiona started telling me about it, and I was just like, yeah, the fucking dude already tried to go against me, you know? But it didn't work well because he's taken all this money to help in survivors, and I've had a lot of people who know that I've been a survivor of this shit. So they wanted to know why he was using money that was supposed to help survivors to shut up a survivor, you know? But that's the same fucking thing with Gabe and his Open Secret, his fucking documentary. What he doesn't tell anybody is that there's shit on record. The very victims that helped him, that thought he was helping them do that documentary, he ended up having to take them to court and shut them up because they came out and said Gabe Hoffman did not present it honestly, and they felt used and betrayed, and he shut them up going to court because that's what he fucking does, you know? That's the whole reason why Johnny Dub and Andy Villa and Thomas Schoenberger and the lot of them kept saying, oh, you better watch out. Gabe Hoffman's coming. You better watch out. Gabe Hoffman's coming. And I had already dealt with him. But then I just simply Googled his and my name to find out that he's been talking shit about me for 7.5 years. So I think it's just fair that people find out why. Why is it so important for him to tell people that I'm crazy? What exactly am I saying about Gabe Hoffman that he is telling everybody that I'm crazy and they shouldn't listen to me? I think it's only fair. I think it's only fair. You've been talking shit about me for 7.5 years. You know? You've been talking shit about me. You need to be investigated. Your shit needs to be investigated. You need to find out people need to find out exactly what part you had in Isaac Cappy's demise. Because that dude is not alive on that bridge. Anyone who fucking looks at that picture can tell that that dude is not alive. It is beyond obvious. You need to be investigated. This child trafficking bullshit needs to be investigated. You are doing the same thing to me you have done to many others. And you have done it out in the open, Gabe. You've done it out in the open. People know They've watched, because why have they watched? Because you brag about it. You talk about it and brag about the evil, nasty shit you do to people, just like you are now. Well, you go ahead and take in this video, dude, because I'm not saying anything I haven't said for fucking... That's why you started telling people I was crazy. Because of the whole shit. And you've been talking shit about me for 7.5 fucking years. And you have a way bigger venue than I do. So to come off and say that you're the victim because I'm now defending myself 7+ years later falls flat. No one respects that argument, you know? Dude, you don't have shit. You don't have shit about my nephew when it happened at 13. And there ain't shit to find. But you want to know whose argument that is? Doug Mesner, Lucian Greaves, founder of the Satanic Temple. He's using his Satanic Temple and that Satanic Temple after school daycare to actually target the kids. And you're involved with it. I bet you're involved with all of those homeless camps that are trafficking kids. I bet you are. That very homeless camp that Isaac was trying to get investigated on the border of Arizona right before he ended up dead. You know? You go ahead, dude. You realize that that address for your fucking lawyer is a fake address? You realize that, right? You know that I know that, right? Because I've just been hitting reply all, and every time I hit reply all, it says that your fucking lawyer's address isn't a real address, and it won't deliver it. So just keep that in fucking mind as you're making your fucking threats, you know? Nothing is coming out, dude. What's coming out is your child trafficking and all the people that you're involved with murdering. All of them. Shark Belly Kelly, bet she was murdered. No goddamn well Lori King was murdered. Would be willing to bet that her husband was murdered. Max Spears, they don't even fucking hide it. He was murdered. You know? I don't have any dirty secrets, dude. I'm not the one trying to shut you down. And I'm right in your face knowing that you're trying to do whatever, but all your fucking threats is all bullshit. You don't have anything. It's all bullshit, and I know it's bullshit, and you know it's bullshit. I don't know what you think you're getting. You know? All people see is you in here acting like an idiot. And why? Because your group, of course, was protected by spiritual principalities. Because do you know what I have... All of you, Thomas, Doug, Emily Thorne, aka Kara, Free Range Humans, all of you, you're all dumb as fuck. You're just entitled. You think your group's gonna protect you, and you are entitled. You think that no one can second guess you. That what you say, but you look like a straight out fucking thug, dude. Oh my God, I never tried to kill a baby. You know? You are the dumbest fucking person. You know? None of that is real. You know? None of it is real. You're just throwing around stupid shit because you know your shit is about ready to get looked at. You know, I'm not the dumbass who actually recorded myself without my shirt in the bathroom laughing about someone and their sexual abuse as a child. I don't have a video like that. You do. And you posted it. You posted that video. People are sharing that video. You know? I'll keep my eye on the mail, dude. You have to come here. You have to come here to sue me. I'll be disposed. I'll be deposed. Without a doubt. I've already sat for an hour and a half with Neil Gross. He has me on video. He told me he was videotaping me. I told him, you're not going to get me into any corner, dude. You're not going to get me into any corner. You're about ready to get caught. Sherilyn, put him on a timeout, because I'm not going to spend the entire time arguing with him. So just put him on a timeout. And you guys can make all the fucking veiled threats about Sherilyn all you want, you know? Exactly. We're still waiting for Thomas to block my communications. And yet he watches every single live I do. Every single live. You know? They're all the same. Daniel Dowd and Geo Farnsworth. If you didn't want me to know that you were involved with murdering Owen, you shouldn't have bragged to me about it. I mean, I would think that's common sense. You know, but he bragged to me. They bragged to me about it. They posted all those live videos on YouTube of Harlan. Went out of their way to make me believe that they were completely involved with Owen. And what the fuck were they doing in my town? Obviously, someone was in town who had access to that because they were live videos, you know? And I was supposed to go run and hide, you know? I'm not going to go run and hide. I'm not going to go run and hide. And they can say whatever the fuck they want. They can say whatever fucking stupid bullshit. Gabe, let me point out something to you. If that actually was there, Doug Mesner and his group would have found it in the decade plus that I've been fighting with him. There's nothing out there. You stole that laptop. Nothing came from it. Because there's nothing. You know, there's nothing. That's why I don't give a shit about your shit. I don't even fucking read your crap. I take screenshots of it, but I'm really good at taking screenshots just to read the few words that I need so I can adjust it, but I don't read your shit. I go out of my way not to read it. I take screenshots of it, I prepare the screenshots, I post the screenshots. I don't care. Because your shit is chaos making. That's what it's designed for. It's to make people get confused and lose track of the goal. My goal is to take down your fucking pedophile ring. That's my goal. I'm very obsessed about it. Have been my whole fucking life. Wrote a fucking book, spent $14,000 to publish this fucking book so that the shit got out there. Have a fucking blog that I have to spend hundreds of dollars on every year and have since 2011. Because I am obsessed. I'm bringing down your fucking pedophile ring. And now things are getting juicy. Things are getting good now because you guys are fucking up in ways that I could not have anticipated or counted on. And you're helping me. Those flyers that you thought were going to destroy me. Well, I'm not a fucking pedophile. What the fuck do I care? You know? People laugh because I say, well, if that means that you're going to take your kids and leave the store or move to another aisle when I'm coming down, good. It's a fucking win-win. It's a win-win for me. You know? I don't like kids. Haven't liked kids. Really ever. You know? Ever. Don't want to be around them. I find them draining. You know? I'll fight for them, but I don't have anything in common with the kid. So go ahead, call me a fucking pedophile. All you want. I don't give a shit. You know? Doesn't make you any less pedophiles involved with the fucking pedo ring that needs to come down. That needs to be fucking exposed. And it's gonna be fucking exposed. And there ain't a fucking thing you can do about it. People are all looking at your asses now. And you guys have been so fucking, you think that you've been acting with such impunity? You didn't hide shit. You're just not smart enough to hide shit. Not only do you not hide shit, but you brag about the shit that you do. I've never seen anything so stupid in my life. But hey, if it works for you, go right ahead. But there's way more than just me wanting people to focus on your ass. And it's not even in this group. It's not even in my chat. There are people out there who are quiet and determined. And you want to know what? This whole Jeffrey Epstein bullshit, I think is putting a fire under a lot of their asses. Because people are fucking sick of pedophiles. We're sick of fucking pedophiles. It's not a good day to be a fucking pedophile. Children are heaven's favorites. Nothing has changed that. Your fucking group has gone out of your way to fucking thumb your nose at that. And now there's hell to pay. You are going to pay the piper, and there's no getting out of it. And people are looking at your stupid asses now, and it ain't about me. They already know who to look at now. It ain't about me. Do whatever the fuck you want to me, dumbasses. You ain't gonna like the results. You ain't gonna like the fucking results. But your shit is done. Your shit is done. People know where to look now. And with the stupid shit that you have done with me for the last 2 years, everyone can see that shock and all bullshit that you just pulled with me for the last 2 years. That's what you've been doing to everyone. That's why Isaac was so afraid. That's why Tracy Twyman was so afraid. That's why Lori King just gave up. That's why Max Spears just gave up. But I'm not fucking giving up, because the spiritual principalities that are helping me work fine. Work fine. Work great, actually. Work great. I couldn't ask for better most of the time. You know? You're being claimed by the fucking dark. The dark you love so fucking much. And that's the fucking way it's gonna work. And I'm not afraid of your stupid asses. You bring whatever the fuck you need. You know? But when you bring all your bogus bullshit to court, don't think I'm not gonna have them prosecute you for that. Don't think I'm not gonna. And if you think Neil is going to help you, you guys do not realize how much you have fucked over Neil. Those flyers did not help Neil, did not help the city of Harlan, didn't help anyone who's involved with this mess. You just fucking poured gasoline on it. This is a town of 4,500 people. These people have nothing better to fucking do than talk, and you have made me the main fucking channel. More than those signs out in my yard could have ever done. Ever done. Those flyers helped me in a way that I can't thank you enough. Because now everyone, this whole Neil Gross telling everybody that I'm paranoid schizophrenic and it's all in my fucking head, that's a lie now. That's been shown to be a lie. And so people are going to wonder why Neil and the Shelby County, Iowa Sheriff's Department has been running with this lie that it's all in my head. There's nothing going on here. It's all in my head. And they're going to have to also answer for the fact that obviously there's people who are local. There are obviously people who are local. And so if there are people who are local and it's not all in my head, then how much of the shit that I've been talking about is true? I don't know, maybe them breaking into my house and stealing that fucking laptop and that bag that laptop was in, and then bragging about it. Didn't even know it was fucking gone until they bragged about it to me on an email that they sent to Neil. Because they send all their shit to Neil. There's no more plausible deniability. Neil might have me stopped. He may not be reading my emails, but he can't be not reading all of their emails either. And obviously shit's going down. Fucking Gabe is sending this shit to fucking Neil. No more plausible deniability. That's all gone. That's all gone. That's how this game is working. You have no idea what things are like here. Because you're not here. And all you care about is your own shit. And your shit is this fucking pedophile ring. That's all you're focused on. But you don't see the picture that is affecting everyone. You know? Because now people are watching my videos. And all I'm doing, Gabe, is explaining why you have gone out of your way for 7.5 years to tell everyone that I'm a paranoid schizophrenic. That I'm fucking delusional and crazy. I'm just explaining to everyone why you felt it was necessary to spend the last 7.5 years having, I don't give a shit how many posts there were. One was too many. You have a huge following and people were watching and listening. And now that I'm simply defending myself and all of this bullshit that you're coming at me with is stupid. It's stupid. I'm not going to run from that. You know? Why would I run from something so fucking stupid? You know? And wow, how convenient that it's coming out now. You know? All the shit that Doug Mesner and that whole group and Thomas Schoenberger and all of that and stealing that computer and all of that stuff. Funny how none of this stuff has ever come out before. But now that things are actually starting to get fucking real for your side, Now suddenly, oh my God. And you're just throwing everything. Everything at the fucking wall. I mean, let's be real. I was a felon who had a sawed-off shotgun. That was one story, right? And then was another story? There's so many, I can't even think about how many of them there are. The situation with my nephew, totally held out of context. On purpose, totally held out of context. But I'm not dealing with shit that happened 45 fucking years ago. And there's no fucking records to it. It's stupid, you know? But, so with that said, and then the whole situation with the cop in Elmwood Park. The whole thing about it was that was a setup, and they were setting up guys that were going down there and publishing their name in the paper. The reason why they had to stop is because they were doing it to so many people that 2 family men ended up committing suicide over it. So they had to fucking stop the shit. And again, that dumbass, had he just waited for a minute or two, I would have lit that joint. He could have gotten me on that. But the dude was just overzealous, you know? But let me point out that the cop in Elmwood Park wasn't a kid either, you know? Wasn't a kid. So it's stupid. And who's passing out those flyers? Someone that I know lost their kids because of a meth addiction, and a dude driving around in that big white truck who went to prison for manufacturing child porn. So those are the people that have more authority because they're passing out flyers. And why are they passing out flyers? So they can discredit me. That's what they're doing. That's why they're doing what they're doing. Hoping that people know what I've been involved with. I don't know why you think I'm like this little wildflower that never says, do I give any of you the impression that I don't talk to people, that I don't say boo, that I wouldn't talk about the same shit in person that I do online? Because if I do, I assure you, you have a misconception of me. Because I'm not a timid little wildflower, and I've lived in this area for 9 fucking years. People know who I am. They know what I'm involved with. They know what I've been involved with. They know how everything is played out in town. They know that they got rid of the Harlan Police Department and nobody understands why. They know that something was wrong with that Erling, Iowa gas station. And they know, most especially, about the fucking meth operation that everyone knows about out here. And that's what they're trying to hide. That's the reason why they have meth heads and criminals passing out flyers, because they want to discredit me so nobody looks at their fucking meth operation in town. You know? And so it doesn't stay in the dark. It doesn't stay in the dark by their own shit. And then they make all these weird ass videos of dead people and guns and my house burning down and blah, 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 blah. And the 4,500 people in town who are already kind of weirded out by the situation are watching those videos. They're actually watching those videos. I never do. I don't read their shit. I don't watch their shit. I don't pay attention to their shit because their shit is meant to be chaos. It's still just anything, they throw out anything they possibly can to get you upset. And then their argument is, sorry, I have flies that are just, because the screen door is open because they're in and out of this room. Then they'll argue that I'm crazy because they keep throwing all kinds of shit at the wall. That's why I don't pay attention to it anymore. I don't even address it. I just don't give a shit because it's all bullshit. And the tail is not going to wag the dog in my situation. That's just, the tail is not going to wag the dog. And that's what their fucking game is. and they all work as a group. They'll say that they're not working with each other, but funny enough, how all of this shit has worked, they all seem to be in league with each other. They're all involved with everything and everyone. So for not being involved, they sure do seem involved. That's all I'm saying. For not being involved, they sure are heavily involved. More than the normal individual. You know? And it's gone this way with a lot of them. And they're all involved. They all get involved. That's why I call it the Dead Isaac Cappy Club. Because they're all involved. Isaac Cappy's not the only one. That's who they focus on now. But their shit is stupid. And it pisses me off. That picture pisses me off. You can tell that Isaac Cappy is dead in that picture. He is not alive on that bridge. You can see he's not alive. You can see he's not alive. And so, let me pray. This has to stay an hour. You know? Oh, they're going to play whatever games they're going to play. They're going to do whatever the fuck it is they need to do. But they all need to be investigated. This bullshit needs to be investigated. They need to be looked at. Every fucking one of them. Thomas Schoenberger, Gabe Hoffman, Corey Daniel, Daniel Dowd, Tara Joyce, Geo Farnsworth, Lucian Greaves, founder of the Satanic Temple, Craig Sawyer, Ron Patton, his whole group at Olympia, the whole satanic after-school daycare bullshit with Lucian Greaves and all of that satanic after-school daycare. It all needs to be fucking investigated and looked at, especially where it concerns Isaac. How heavily involved were these people with Isaac before he died? What was going on with Isaac and his emails and his phone conversations and all of that? What was happening before Isaac died? Because chances are the same shit they've been doing to fucking me is the same shit they did to Isaac. I'd be willing to bet it's the same shit. It's just that it doesn't work on me. You know? Be it God, be it my training, be it what the fuck ever. It doesn't have the same effect on me that it has on everyone else. And has on everyone else. I'm not going to go run and hide from you. And I know you're all as a fucking group. You're all in a goddamn group. You all need to be looked at. You're controlled opposition. And you all like to hide in the fucking dark and secret. But you're so fucking stupid that you have to fucking parade your ugly ass shit around. You've had to brag about it and say whatever the fuck you need. You need credit for the evil shit you do. Every one of you does. That's why I know you haven't hidden shit. Anyone who takes even a moment to start looking into all of this shit will find more than I even can imagine, I am sure. Because I am not the know-it-all. I just know where to look. God only knows how much shit is actually there. But my experience is that these motherfuckers are dumb as fucking rocks. And they no longer have what was protecting and enabling them. They no longer have that. They're on their own. They're on their own. They're gods. They should handle this. Easy peasy. You know? They're gods. They should be. They don't need the fallen. They don't need spiritual principalities. They're gods. Gods don't need angels. Gods are gods. You know? And they all fancy themselves God. So, by all means, let's prove it now. This is your chance. They can all prove it. You know? They can all prove it. And you see how powerful this group isn't. That's what you will find. Lots of bluster, lots of threats, lots of bullshit, lots of fucking head games, lots of just fucking delusional bullshit, but no substance. None. No substance. Oh, they can murder people, all right. Don't get me wrong. They can murder people and have. But when it comes down to it, they're fucked. And they know it, and that's why they're fighting so hard. That's why they're fighting so hard. You know? Bring it, Gabe. Bring it. Because you have to bring it here. and I can fucking pack the courthouse. I can guarantee it. With that said, let's pray. Heaven, we come to you. These days are just something else. And I have to say that I am grateful for the things that you have going on for me in my life and the people in it. You know, and it's not just one, it's a whole collection, and they all have their own path, and it's wonderful to see. And none of it is determined by me, you know, and it's your, all of the grace and all of the glory goes to you. You're working your magic, heaven's magic, in all of our lives. And even though we can't see it sometimes, anytime that we try, we can feel it. We can sense it. It's so strong, it is undeniable. And so everything is providence right now. Everything is providence. Our job is to spread the word. Our job is to complete what Jesus Christ started. We have to take a stand for the word and live the word by example in order to plant the seeds in other people's lives so that they may follow. Again, all glory goes to you. I'm grateful for the place that you've had me in my situation, but I also realize, although it may seem different to other people, my place is really small. You know, I just have a place, and I'm grateful for that. But in the scope of everything, I'm one tiny little cog in a big, beautiful dance. And that's where we're all going to find ourselves. And just having a place in all of this is enough for the majority of us, at least in here. And so we're grateful that you sent your son, our brother Jesus Christ, down to show us the way. And we say these things gratefully and offer up all honor and glory to you as your children in your son's name, Jesus Christ. Amen. That's it. That's what I wanted to say in this. I'm not backing down. I'm saying what I've always said. My story hasn't changed. My focus hasn't changed. My direction hasn't changed. I'm not going to change. This pedophile ring needs to be fucking investigated by someone in way more of authority than me. Nothing I bring to the table. Look at what they've done to try and discredit me and everything I brought forward. You know, nothing I say or do is going to matter, and I'm not Nancy Drew. I'm not Nancy Drew. It's not my place. It's not my job. I just showed you where to look. You go look, you'll find more than I can even imagine. You'll find more than I can imagine. And you guys can all focus on fucking Neil, but trust me, the dude has his own problems here. Because now people are giving him the side eye. Because he's been telling everybody that I am paranoid schizophrenic for years. That it was all in my head. That none of it was real. He and his whole department have been telling people that for years. And now people are starting to realize that's not the case at all. He lied to them. And it might not clue in today. It might not clue in tomorrow. But it's starting to clue in. Because people aren't anywhere near as stupid as they think they are. You know? Again, they just needed someone to come and point all the shit out. Heaven has given me a flashlight, and I'm just shining it on the shit that I know. You know? And Neil, you have all of this coming. I warned you, if you were going to act as a gatekeeper to these fucking people, protect this fucking group of pedophiles, I warned you repeatedly. You want to act as a gatekeeper, then I'm going to bulldoze you the fuck down. Because if you're going to stand in between me and these fucking child killers, you get what you get. That's how it works. You get what you get. That's how it works. And I warned you repeatedly, over and over and over, through all these years. I have told you over and over and over. I have warned all of you. I've warned all of you. Whether or not you actually listened to me or took what I said to heart or even believed what I'm saying doesn't make the first fucking bit of difference. What you believe, what your opinions are, doesn't make fucking a difference. I'm telling you the facts. These are the facts of the matter. The dark is about ready to claim your stupid asses. And you ain't gonna like the fucking dark. You ain't gonna like the fucking dark. That's not, it's just, and you think that you're just so big and bad. You ain't gonna like the dark. And the dark doesn't serve you. Just the opposite. You serve the dark. And there's a price to pay. There's a price to pay. And the darkness is coming to exact that price. And none of you are gonna like it. Because for every fucking person who finds themselves in the dark, that price is vast. You ain't gonna like the dark. I can fucking assure you. And it's coming sooner than not. The fucking sun is hitting us with huge solar flares all over again. I haven't looked at it, but they're anticipating huge solar flares all over again. You know? And fucking volcanoes are already exploding everywhere. So, you're right. You can live through fire. You can live with what's going on. Okay, great. More power to you. But if you can't, and you don't fill your hearts with love and have the demeanor and the energy that only filling your hearts with love has, if you don't have that, you get claimed by the fucking dark. That's how it fucking works. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. There's no gray areas. If you don't have your hearts filled with love, you don't ascend. If you don't ascend, you get caught in the fucking spiritual black hole this group has spent a long time building. In heaven, it's only been about 3 days. Here, it's been a long time. But in heaven, it's the morning of the third day. You know? And you're going to find out how heaven is about ready to respond because it's already responding. It's a done deal. All this shit is a done deal. It's just playing out now. But it's a done deal. Bad fucking time to be a child killer. Even worse, to be a goddamn devil lover. You know? You like evil so much. You like dark. You're about to get in a fucking eternity of nothing but. Let's see how you like it then. Because that's what's coming for you. That's what's already has a hold of most of you. Fuck, you guys are acting in ways that just are beyond ridiculously stupid. With that said, I'm going to get off here. Again, Thursday, we'll be back on 11 o'clock. Sherilyn ain't scared of your shit. I don't appreciate you fucking bringing her in with your little fucking veiled threats. I don't appreciate it. And Smokey has never once actually threatened you. Never. The fact that he actually talks about J.D. DeLay's wood chipper idea, so are millions of other fucking people. The dude is famous. You know? What, 1.5 million subscribers on YouTube? It's quite the talk. You know? You're not in danger. You know? Smokey's right where you need him to be. Fucking poor. Couldn't fucking do anything if he wanted to because he's poor. Like all of us. You know? Like all of us. So stop fucking presenting yourself as fucking victims. Your group is the group that has all the fucking dead people around involved with it. Your group has, statistically speaking, way too many goddamn dead people associated with your whole group. Statistically speaking, it's an improbability. That's why this shit needs to be looked at. That's why Gabe Hoffman wants to convince every fucking individual that he can that I'm paranoid, schizophrenic, crazy, and you shouldn't listen to me. That's why. Because that's how what I've been fucking saying. I've said it before. I'm still saying it, and I ain't gonna stop. Depose me all you want, motherfucker. you'll get the same shit.